Dungeon Marathon is one of the stupidest games I've ever played, but somehow I keep playing. For some reason, it's compelling enough to keep going. This puzzles me, since the game is just running through a maze. Seriously, if you really think about it, in Dungeon Marathon you run from the start to the end. That's a maze. You can collect apples on your way, but really the whole point of the game is to just get to the end. The mechanics might be simple, but the premise is a unique one. Like I said, you just run through the dungeon. Yeah, there are enemies and traps that are trying to kill you. So what? Run. With no combat options, your only choice is to run. And keep running until you get to the exit. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's ludicrous to imagine these quote-unquote heroes think these dungeons are a gym. They're just out for a run. Thinking about it now, is this a running simulator? Since there is no combat? Walking simulators are about getting to certain places and interacting with a story. Well, the story in Dungeon Marathon sets up the running. Does it create a new genre called running simulator? I don't know. What do I know? Only time will tell if this catches on. Anyway, to go into the gameplay a bit more, you're running, but your health bar is constantly draining. While you can't die from running, it drains your health to only a sliver, which any mistakes will take your life. But an old hag has left apples around the dungeon that refill your health. There's also a sprint button so you can get away from danger a little bit easier, but it drops your health bar more rapidly. That's pretty much it. Keep running, watch out for enemies chasing you, environmental hazards such as spikes, and traps. Most of the levels have switches and keys to get to before more of the level opens up. This creates a very particular way to complete the stage. Since there is backtracking, you'll often need to leave apples behind for the way back. Why are we getting these apples? You got me. The game is nice enough to award you 3 stars at the end of the level if you pick up all the apples without getting hit by an enemy. Yeah, there's a 3-star rating system. A 3-star rating system? Really? Like, that's for mobile games. Why is that even required? You get 1 star for completing the level, you get 1 star for getting all the apples, and you get another star for not getting hit. Couldn't there just be like check marks to see which one objective you accomplished in that level? Why would I need to have a 3-star rating system? What if you get 2 stars? At the end, you're not really sure which part you didn't get. Sometimes the level ends so quickly and you're just trying to complete the level that maybe you missed the fact that you got hit or the fact that you didn't get all the apples or something like that. How are you supposed to know? A 3-star rating system, it's just not. It's for mobile games. I just don't think it's required. Why are you doing this? Don't put this in the game, please. Anyway, even if the level design kind of locks you into doing the level in a certain way, there is still room for variation. Miss an apple, you'll have to circle back. Not to mention all the careful dodging you need to do so you don't get hit. The enemies aren't taking it easy on you, and at full health, you can get away with like a hit, but after sprinting, it's definitely possible to die. Maybe that's why the game is fun though. It's not difficult, but it's not easy either. I've died a few times. There's a real chance you won't make it to the end unless you're cautious. Some of the levels are carefully crafted and I enjoyed them much more than others. The ones where you just run straight up are kind of boring and more about memorizing the level than being crafty. I appreciate the effort, but it's not as good. Oh, and the achievements. 49 achievements for this game? Really? 49? Like, why is that even required? It's a 2-hour game. 49 achievements. That's so stupid. You get one for 3-starring a level. It's not even that hard to 3-star some of these levels. Like, why? It's so ridiculous. I just don't even... You know, Of course you can have achievements in a game. They're useful, they're interesting. I even sometimes like achievements. But like for completing an entire zone of levels, like an entire section of levels, why would you have an achievement per level? That just ruins the point of the achievements. And it's just so stupid. It kind of ruins this game. It makes it more like an achievement hunter game, which I don't think it is. And I think that they tried to just partially go for a segment of gamers that, you know, is buying games for achievements. I don't know, who is that? Anyway, it's just stupid, and 49 achievements instead of like a couple-hour game. It's stupid! One thing to note is that after finishing the game, it allows you to play again on higher difficulties. Thanks, but no thanks. You must 3-star the final set of levels, which is challenging enough. But a higher difficulty of the same levels over again? I don't think I could stomach it. I'm sure it will be more challenging, but to what end? At this point, the gameplay is getting old for me, so it's a hard pass on the higher difficulties, thanks. I didn't 3-star all the levels, but after 2 hours, I finished the game as far as I'm concerned. A couple things. There are 4 different characters to choose from. I found the default character to be well balanced and the one I played with the most. The boss levels don't include anything differently mechanically, but there is like a head boss thing talking to you during them. Seems like kind of a missed opportunity. The poison that occurs from eating apples doesn't seem to be working, or is a joke mechanic? I can't tell. There is a shop, but I didn't need to purchase anything in there to beat the game the first time. All of that weird stuff aside, the enjoyment I got out of the game is the fact that it's so unconventional. There's no chance I'm going to be replaying this. There are no leaderboards, and the game is short, a couple hours, unless you really want to go back and play all the levels at a higher difficulty. I think the idea is fully explored without dragging on too long. It's such a simple game. I can't think of anything else to say. You would probably enjoy this if you wanted a strange, short experience. Thanks for watching. I had a little fun with the camera work this time around, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you thought it was good or funny, or I don't know. I just have to have fun with this, because what else am I going to do? Yeah, so let me know, and thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.